know somebody who can tell a really good story. She is a master storyteller that takes you on a ride and leaves you with unexpected twists and turns to where you're thinking to yourself, could it get any better? And yes, it does. And she's here tonight to share a little bit of information with us, and we're going to go through a little bit of a master class.
My name is Droban, and I make a living writing other people's stories, telling other people's secrets, being a voice for those who cannot speak. But all the while, the darkest secrets were my own. Everyone has a story, but not everyone has a voice. If you find your voice, you find your superpower. Amen. But first, you have to go into the lava. You have to go deep to go wide. You have to do that psychological autopsy on the dead girl. In writing, I call this the black moment. It's that pivotal event in a person's life that transforms and informs the rest of their life. They realize that they have to sometimes go through the darkness in order to see the darkness. We learn that two things can be true, that we can be bold and afraid, that we must be bold and afraid in order to act, to become the author of our own story, to rewrite that narrative, change that ending, and decide to live fully alive, fully awake. I became acutely aware that I had created an insanely thin, false self, a kind of anti-identity in crisis that everyone saw, but no one noticed. Can you pick up the bag? Hold it up. How heavy is it? How many of us in here could contribute to that bag right now? How many of us are already carrying that weight? Congratulations, you're feeling. And feeling is the first awareness. It's when your inside matches your outside, when what you think and feel on the inside is what people see and hear on the outside. That is voice. So before I was awake, I was asleep. I was on self-patrol, sending my representative out into the world to do all the hard work while I micro-manipulated my life to be absent. Achievement was my addiction. It wasn't enough for me to have 1 degree. I had to have 3 degrees and a law degree. It wasn't enough to be just a lawyer. I had to be a death-qualified lawyer. Can you believe there is such a thing? I was qualified in death, representing the worst of the worst, tasked with saving these charming, disarming social predators who at most didn't deserve second and third chances. But I wasn't aware enough yet to accept that this is what was going on, and so I couldn't act. And it wasn't until my 8th book, Aurora, about mass shooter James Holmes, a true American psycho, that I started to take notice of my life. And I started to reflect, how had I become so desensitized to darkness? I had normalized the insane. It was a little bit like Stockholm Syndrome, where I couldn't see the evil in them. I had not yet learned that disguised monsters were still monsters.